It's been a very interesting 3 weeks in American politics, or to be exact, 17 to 18 days since President Biden pulled out of the presidential race, and now Vice President Harris has her VP pick. And many people are surprised. I live in Pennsylvania. I know Josh Shapiro pretty well, Governor Shapiro. There are a lot of things being said about him on Twitter that are very overblown, but there are some things that we disagree on, and there are some issues with Shapiro being the VP pick, and I will make a video going over those. I think he would have been a great pick as well, but Governor Walz is definitely someone who came out of nowhere and has shown extreme speaking ability, relatability, and overall he seems like a really good guy. So I think we're all happy to have Walz on our side. I was in Philadelphia for the VP launch party, and the place was electric. There were around 22,000 people there. That was just the capacity of the arena. There was also an overflow gymnasium with around, I think, 2 to 3,000. So around 25,000 super excited people for an event. The place was going crazy. And it went even crazier when Governor Walz made this joke. I couldn't believe it when he said it. I was laughing to the point of almost having tears because it came out of nowhere. But
like all regular people I grew up with in the heartland, JD studied at Yale, had his career funded by Silicon Valley billionaires, and then wrote a bestseller trashing that community. Come on! That's not what middle America is. And I gotta tell you, I can't wait to debate the guy. That is if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So, you see what I did there?
I think the "did you see what I did there" was probably my favorite part because it's like, I couldn't believe he said it already. And then that just pounds in the idea that he isn't even like referencing it in a subtle way. He's literally going right at it. Like, this is the joke. JD Vance really likes couches, and I am repeating this verbatim. I mean this. Like, there's no nuance here. Like, I am making fun of JD Vance for this internet meme. And you just know that all the kids involved that are telling their parents about this on their teams, so Governor Walz's kids, Kamala Harris, her stepkids, you know they are telling them about what the memes are. They probably have their own anonymous Twitter accounts. They probably browse. They probably see what all the jokes are about. But really, this is where we are in American politics. And typically, we would talk about having policy-based, issue-based campaigns. And we are having issue-based campaigns, but not exactly policy-based. We are not debating what kind of healthcare policy is the best, what kind of economic system we should strive for, what kind of bill should be, implemented, turned into law that would help Americans. And the reason we aren't really having that discussion, and it's really funny to hear the Trump campaign complain that Kamala's campaign isn't giving any policies, is because of the Donald Trump campaign. We've tried for 8 years to have discussions about policy, about deficit spending, what programs are worth deficit spending for, do tax cuts work, how do we limit healthcare costs. Donald Trump has been running for president and has been president for 8 years now, over 8 years, and we still don't know what a Donald Trump healthcare plan is. We still don't know what an actual immigration plan from Donald Trump is. Donald Trump talked about infrastructure. He complained about it when Biden actually passed infrastructure. We actually got it during President Biden's presidency. We never did during Trump. Trump still doesn't have an infrastructure plan. They don't have policies. They have just reactionary, I don't like what Democrats do, so my policy is the opposite of whatever Democrats do. And I think that's why they're flailing. Because we're talking about reproductive rights. We're talking about standing up for the middle class, working class, for unions. We are making it very issue-based, but we're not talking specific policies because we really can't. All we can do with these Donald Trump types, JD Vance types, is laugh at them. That's why the weird attack works. Like, dude, if you want a meme, then we're gonna meme. If you're not gonna take this seriously and talk about real things that exist in the world, we're just going to meme and we're going to go do our own campaign, talk about the issues we care about. Why would we engage with your stupid games if you're going to make up a conspiracy theory for literally everything? That's why the weird attack works, because they aren't talking policy. They want to make everything a social issue. They want to make everything tied back to immigration. That's JD Vance's entire thing. That's why I always hated JD Vance, blaming immigrants for every single problem in rural America while also looking down on rural Americans. And JD Vance saying he's from there, so he has a free pass to criticize everyone from those areas. And when we look at this entire landscape of Walz, Harris, the weirdo comments, talking about what the campaign is doing right now, we need to understand that, especially because of social media bubbles, voters are in very distinct mindsets if they're already made up. So once you're in the Democratic media bubble or Republican media bubble, you believe what's in those camps. And if you're in the Republican media bubble, it's very hard to pop that, especially when most of the information shared in those media bubbles are complete conspiracy theories that have no grounds with reality at all. So right now, the strategy is make the base happy for Democrats. And the big thing that will decide elections right now is organizers and volunteers getting on the ground and talking to voters, talking to new voters, talking to normie voters. And by normie, I mean people that are not political junkies. These are voters that are not on Twitter 24/7. These are voters that will not know all the weird political accounts that you follow or I follow or that someone on the right follows. We need to bring in those that are not involved in politics. The best way to do that is direct interaction, organizing in different communities. The best way to get people organizing in different communities is to make them excited. And this ticket with Harris and Walz is exciting the Democratic base more than we've seen since 2008. If you have someone arguing with you about conspiracy theories, about QAnon, about the election being stolen, it's genuinely not worth your time to debate them for more than a little bit. You can present your info, you can say these are the facts, but if they want to bring up 50 conspiracy theories, you are better off dedicating your time to bringing in a new voter or bringing in a moderate voter or bringing in someone that is not very involved in politics. We need to stop wasting time with nonsensical conspiracy arguments that are not rooted in reality at all. And that's why I like the weird comments, because we're saying, you're weird. You're saying weird stuff. We're moving on. We're going to talk about something else. Stop doing this. Why are you like this?